Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stonehearth with me, Lathrix, and of course, Willkommen in SteinDorf. In today's episode, we are going to be building up our little underground bunker and hopefully starting some fortifications. The big goal I've decided, which I want this episode to be about, is to start digging out a trench here and around here and fortifying up here, thus causing enemies to walk over a kind of artificial bridge over an artificial trench, if that makes any sense. Enemies will always spawn being able to get to the flag, at least that's how it used to be, it may have changed, but with that in mind, if we make only one very thin section for the enemies to actually get here, we could very easily protect it with archers and all sorts of stuff like that, once we get the bows sorted. So then, with that, let's get straight to work. Before we get into any of that though, we first need to make some upgrades around SteinDorf. The first thing we're going to be doing is making some large urns and some clay tunnel doors. So it's my understanding, or at least it's my theory, that the clay tunnel doors will be 4 wide, and thus we can put them along our tunnel system a lot easier, which will make everything look a lot more segmented and a lot more orderly within the mountain. The second thing we need is some large urns, because our current stockpile is really space inefficient and we've just got all of this stuff lying around. I would much rather have it all nice and orderly, perhaps making some storage within the mountain itself, which wouldn't be too difficult, or we could turn this area into a little storage building, which is then leaning against the mountain. One of the two I feel would be best. So that means we need a load more clay. Am I digging out this area? No, I'm not, sir. Oh, yes, I am. So all we need to do is just keep on digging out all of this, and that will be our clay deposit. Although, we do need to be a bit careful because of the trench I'm going to be building soon. So actually, remove that for now. If we stop these being true ladders, stairs, we can very easily... Actually, yeah, we can mine out the trench now. Then the trench segment will become what we use for defense later as well. Okay, we're doing 2 things at once. That sounds good to me. Like that. Okay, and then a little bit further as well, and then that will be the main trench defense. Okay, carry on. Get me clay and build my defense at the same time. The first tunnel door has been made, and it certainly fits the style very, very well. In fact, it looks a lot better than I originally thought, so I will be using these all the way along our tunnel system to make it a little bit more separate and just to make it look all nice and orderly. Now that we have some more pots sorted, it's about time we sort out the storage. So what I've decided is to be very mean to the poor gatherers, but very kind to the crafters, which means all of our storage is going to be next to the crafting station, but probably quite far away from the gatherers. So the storage is going to be here, and it's going to be this entire segment. So we're going to have a massive general storage area there. We'll have another craftsman's corridor here for the carpenter and for the mason, and then we can always continue on both that way and this way as we get more stuff. We have loads of space over here, loads of corridor space here, and loads of space here. It's a little bit confined right now, but I think this is for the best. The food storage, however, I'm going to build a tiny little shed on the outside where the food's going to be stored. I think this will work out okay. Maybe. To speed up the increase of our value, I've decided I'm going to make our lovely little potter into a mason straight away. So he will be able to create the potter's cutter, so in the future we can always add another potter to the role, but right now all we can do is work with stone, which arguably is a lot better because we have a ridiculous amount of stone at the moment. So crafting and mason, and very much I would appreciate you to make me a mason's workbench. Ooh, I'd also like one of these eventually. So let's put that there. What else do we have then? We have gates, we have a stone tunnel door. Well, that's pretty darn cool, although we do need level 1. We have a stone maul, which is for our soldiers and better than their current weapon. And we have stone piles, which is also very, very useful indeed. There it is, the potter's cutter requires level 2, so we can spam make things like bird baths, like stone benches and stuff like that, because it will increase the value, and of course will level up our fellows. So just craft me 30 of those. They only cost 1 stone each, so that is pretty darn simple. Level 1 with the mason, which means we are now making stone tunnel doors, and after this we can start making some stone chests and also the new potter's cutter. By that time I should hopefully have a new halfling which can instantly become the new potter, so that we have all three of our current crafting positions taken. Eventually, we can then move on to the blacksmith's hammer, and that's when we get to the more advanced stuff, and that's when we need to start smelting our metal. Oh, hello! Well, you spawned really awkwardly and instantly started fighting our guys. Well then. Combat party, and go. I believe this has both of them in there already. Promoted combat classes are automatically added here. Okay, I will alter them as well later. Other soldier, help out please. Come on, footman. There we are. We got copper, and spool of thread. Not the best, but not the worst. There we are, we have a new halfling. Hello, sir. Apparently you are above the ground. Or not. Oh, there you are. Hello. How good are you, or how bad are you? You are a jack of all trades, which is okay. 4 mind is okay. It's good enough. You will be our new potter, since I believe you will be our highest statted worker. Yes, you are, just about. But which one of you would make a better soldier if I had to make you fight? I'm going to say you. You're more likely to run away, but you're also more likely to not die. You are going to be remarkably brave, but will die fairly quickly. I would rather have the cowardly, high health person, to be perfectly honest. So you are going to change jobs instead. And become our new potter. Fantastic. So we can get back to building all the things we need out of clay. Which admittedly isn't that much, now that we are making the chests very, very soon. Or in fact, I may have already leveled them up. And we can start putting down some of the stone tunnel doors, which I will be replacing the clay ones for, because I think they look far, far better. Or do they? Yes, they do. Just look at that. It looks more... Actually, saying that, the clay one has more of a natural style to it. That one looks more prisony. Maybe I'll leave the stone one there, but for the other placements, I may go back to using clay, just because the clay looks so much better in my opinion. Originally, I thought it was the other way around. Now I fully disagree with myself. Come on, footman. Go and kill things. Don't fall off. That would hurt. So what is the potter currently making? Don't want to make the urns anymore. Continue to keep these stocked, that's fine. Continue to keep that stocked, continue to keep that stocked. Okay, that's all good. That's all well and good. And now, are you high enough level to make me chests? Yes, you are. Maintain at all times 10 chests, because I'll be using them all the sodding time. And then we can actually make our storage area a storage area. All of the stone chests, so each of these can take 64 items, which means we can fully remove the stockpiles. Now this is going to cause a bit of lag, because suddenly I've spawned in all of these entities into the world, and the idea is all of these can then be stored somewhere else. Though we are being attacked by tiny little ants. And look, a stone wall! We are upgrading slowly. We have better weapons, we have better storage, and we have all of the crafts starting to work. I don't have to order you to loot these, do I? I'm hoping I don't, because I might think these are already stored. Which would be really annoying. No, they seem to be grabbing things and moving them around. I'm not too sure if they're using them. No, they are definitely storing them. Okay, they're doing it all by themselves. Well done, halflings. Thinking for yourselves for once. I mean, really, relying on me to do your thinking is just a recipe for absolute disaster. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, remove those. It would annoy me if it wasn't completely symmetrical. There we are. Nice 2 wide gap in the middle, well, 2 chest gap in the middle, and then 6 on each side. Okay, excellent. What just happened then? I saw something pop up and then it went away. I'm going to assume it was something absolutely fantastic and I've missed it and thus I am an absolute fool. The trench is starting to take shape, and I've decided our little walkway is going to be located here. Close enough to the sides here that if we ever want to build a tower or something into a rock, it's certainly close enough to do that, but also a bit more in the middle so that we can do things around here a bit easier. We are going to be very isolated very soon, and I am completely okay with that. The last thing we'll have to do is remove this staircase, just to make sure things can't spawn in the dirt and then walk their way up. Ooh, a padded vest. Provides light protection in a fight. I will definitely purchase that. And I will sell a load of these stone doors, because I have far too many of them, and I'll also sell all of these, and that is pretty much all I want to sell for now. We have 345 spare gold right now. That's not too bad. Just you wait until we have our fortifications. So one thing I do really need to look up is if they've changed how creatures spawn. Like I said in the previous episode, enemies used to spawn as long as they had a clear path towards your city centre, which means if you completely wall off your city centre, they will essentially spawn inside of it, which is really, really annoying. I'm not sure if that's true anymore. Perhaps I can actually build a bridge and then have a gate here so that they can only spawn, well, they can spawn anywhere, but we'll try and get through the gate. That would be way better. But worst case scenario, we just make it so this is the only path in and out, and then we heavily fortify this section, just not completely, so that we can station our guards there. And wow, we are so close. On the upside, we have a new person. On the downside, we have a halfling being a halfling. So then, let's save you, shall we? Put that up there. We also need to put some ladders up here, because they've managed to dig them. How did they even do this? Wait, how did they do this and not get stuck? Halflings? Well, halflings are magic. Clearly that is the case. And we have a new person, so apparently you did actually spawn underground. That's fairly interesting. You are the new person. 4 of mind, 3 of body, 5 of spirit. That's not too bad. That's not too bad in the slightest. A pretty decent all-rounder. Never trust them to dig out large areas by themselves. Make them dig out smaller areas first, because this tends to happen. That's one of them saved. Already it's happened again. Also, he can't think of simply jumping this tiny little gap. You are the worst employees I've ever had. That is assuming that I pay you and you're not forced labour, which I'm going to assume is true. Where's the invaders? Oh. Hello! Look! It's using the bridge! And he's terrified! You can't even be hurt. You're not the safest guy we have right now. Wow, he had a lot of health. Well, thankfully we were victorious. Remove that for a second so I can redo it all properly. Remove that as well. Let's do it like this. This way, they shouldn't be able to trap themselves. And in fact, they've also done it wrong over here since they can't get to that little section. But ignoring that, we are almost done. Seriously? Someone used that ladder to get up to that block and then instantly removed that block. You know, you have about as much common sense as me. Perhaps I'm actually just a halfling. Lafrix exposed. Is he a halfling? Apparently so. Not quite deep enough on this side. There we are, and do that. Don't destroy... No, you dunderheads. Okay, this time let's not mark that section yet. Let's mark it last. As soon as you start treating them as if they're always going to do the worst thing first, you start to use them correctly. The great farming trench is now almost completely cleared out with only this little weird outcropping to fix, and then we need to start mining properly, because I have finally ran out of stone. There's only so much I'm going to have to dig out for the homes for our people, so what we need next is a true mine. So I'm going to make this small little corridor here, I'm going to add a door to block it off from the storage, and then we're going to mine straight down using some ladders to get as far down as possible. That should work out pretty well, I feel, and then we'll have a massive, massive mine right underneath the village. Also, I believe we may be under attack. Is this the case? Yes, it is. Oh, look! Baby stones! What are you called? You are little stone golems. He's just a pebble. And we're going to kill them. Well, at least we got some extra stone. We got something. Well done. Finally, you can go away, and then we'll have to get rid of all of this as well. So if I build a ladder on the side, it'll just make everything a lot easier. Ladder's there. And then we'll dig down. The mine has been placed 2 slices lower than our current building slice, which is here. Now, if we continue to build out, and we build in this direction, we could actually have a little secret entrance / exit to the village all the way over here, because we will come out of the dirt in this section. The one thing I do need to be careful about, however, is we can't build the mine underneath here. I was going to build a little bit lower, which means we could have built directly underneath the farm section I'm about to build, but then there would be a really long travel time between the mine and our storage area, which I don't think is worth it. We just need to be a little bit careful. Also, there's a fellow over here guarding a chest, and I want that chest. This time we can be the aggressors. Go forth! With your little padded chests. That looks really dangerous, guys. Just saying. We got tin, silver, and another spool of thread. Good, you're selling that. That's what I want at the moment, a new farmer's hoe. We should be able to build the carpenter fairly soon, because I can already, technically, make the blacksmith, and then the blacksmith makes the carpenter item. At least, that's how I think it works. There we are, the blacksmith's hammer. So go ahead and build one of those. We'll then need a new mason, though, I think. Wait, do blacksmiths come from masons, or are blacksmiths something completely separate? Oh, never mind then, we're just going to make a blacksmith straight away. For some reason I thought masons evolved into blacksmiths, but no, that makes no sense, since there's no 3-tier system in this game. Blacksmith, please make me a anvil. No, make me a forge, so that we can smelt the stuff to make the anvil. So forge, then we need 1, is that iron, I assume? No, just any metal ingot. Sure, we'll make 1 copper ingot then. Place you there. Ooh, that is way bigger than expected. That's fine. Then we'll move one of these chests over just for a second, which will be just for metal ore. Oh, so close, but sadly no new person. That was a little bit insane, I admit. Then now you should make that, which you just did. So now we also have the blacksmith's anvil, which is also just a little bit too big. That is such a shame. We'll have to put it there. Would have loved to have it in the corner, but sadly not. So what can we make now then? We can have the knight's shield, which can upgrade one of our regular soldiers. We have the carpenter's saw, which is something I really want to use soon. We have the engineer's wrench, another thing I want to use very soon as well. Then we have a load of different weapon varieties and all sorts of insanity which we can upgrade our people with. The thing is though, we do need a tailor fairly soon so that we can get things like the spools of thread, and we also need a hunter, a trapper, so that we can get leather. But I think we need to do all of that later, once we have enough people. So let's make 20 copper ingots. Let's make 20 tin ingots at all times. and then also 20 bronze ingots when we're high enough level, which will use up both of the other ingots, but then once there's 20, we can then stockpile the other two. Now, there's iron and steel. Steel requires iron. Do we need iron for anything important? We do need iron for stuff. Okay, so in that case, same as before, we maintain 20 iron and 20 steel. That means as soon as we get to 20 steel, we'll start to stockpile iron. Not that we can even do the steel right now, but setting this up now means we don't have to bother with this later. Also, why don't I just type in 20? That would be so much easier, wouldn't it? And then same for you. I don't know why 20, but 20 just seems like a good round number. Enough so that we have enough metal for when we need it, but not so much that all he's ever doing is smelting. Well, the error didn't seem to be too bad, and there we are, we're now building up our wall. I assume we have clay bricks already in stock. Yes, because you're not trying to make any more. So we do already have the clay bricks, and there we are already building them. I'm not sure if I like this segment. I'm building a door there, and I think it looks a little bit awkward because there's a staircase straight afterwards, and I can just see all of our poor halflings falling down it. If it was, of course, in real life, or actually had that kind of physics. You're level 1 now, so can I make anything useful? I can make bronze maces soon. And that's pretty much that. Although I do have this, the Blacksmith's wall-mounted sign. I mean, it's pretty cool, if nothing else. I do have these to place, though, the light sources. So let's start putting these down. Is it just me, or are these way smaller than they used to be? I thought they were 2x2. I could very well be wrong. In fact, I'm certain I am wrong, but even so, it's just weird. Corners there, corners over here. And then we'll... I would say we'll put one in each of these, but I don't think I'll have enough space. I mean, I can try. Never mind. We did indeed have enough, and just about enough of them as well. They are on auto build, so we will place more of them once they're used up. Now, when it gets to night time, these should all turn on. Yes, there we go, a very basic source of light, and I have not been paying attention at all. No, thank you. And yay, levels for everyone. Yeah, we need a bigger light source. That is definitely not enough. But at least it looks a little bit more alive now, if nothing else. Did I put that on automatic build? No, I didn't. I had a sneaking suspicion I may have... Oh wait, no, wrong thing. No, I didn't still. I had a sneaking suspicion. But I can now also build these, which are worth quite a bit. So, maintain 10 of these, since I'll keep on trying to sell them whenever there's vendors nearby. And maintain 10 of these. I know I could have just typed that in, but even so. And I would like these, because I've never really used those before. And finally, since we have so much stone, maintain 10 of these at the end. Wonder how the mine's going. Going down, and this is the mine so far. So we have a lot more to dig out. We're nowhere near done yet. Never mind, we're not halfway. That is bigger than I thought it was. In that case, just increase the size of the mine. Hey, that's coming along nicely. Do I want to build any, like, things underneath here? Little support struts? I think I will. Yes, we have a new person. That might be a bad time, actually, since we're now under attack. He may spawn near the enemies. Oh, there he is. So what we need to do now is fortify over here, which means these guys won't constantly be attacking us from the top. We could simply remove this ladder, because we're not really doing anything up here just yet. As soon as I gather those herbs. New person, new person, new person. You, stats, ooh, very good. Do I want you to be... here's the thing, do I want this very good mine stat as a farmer? I don't think so, I think I'm just going to keep this one as a farmer instead. Yeah, okay. You, farmer, good. For now, until I've sorted out how we're going to do this, put down 4 more farms over here. Then this smaller one will be for herbs, since we don't really need too much of it, and then this one will be whatever we have spare. So, you, golden gourd, watermelon, corn, and cactus flower. And that will be our herbs. Well, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's episode, and honestly, I feel like right now is a good time to call it, because we have all of the stuff we need other than the Trapper and the Tailor, and then we can start moving to the new classes, the Knight, the Archer, the Engineer, and the Cleric. Honestly, I'm most interested to see what the Cleric can do. I'm really hoping it's just they can heal people without the need for the potions, because that will be A, really cool, and B, really effective. I've also decided I know what I'm going to do over here. Rather than dig into the mountain, we're going to sculpt the outside of it and have like a more official fortification, a more forty sort of place. A keep, I think is the word I was looking for, built into the mountain, but also built with the mountain, rather than just building in and then digging out. We're going to terraform it and then dig in. Nice, simple, hopefully will look fairly good. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stonehearth is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.